Yeah, it seems like as if we are stuck at 100. I have to talk to Zoom because I definitely have a big Zoom account. So apologies to everyone who are now here wanting to join and now maybe cannot join because my Zoom doesn't let me. I'm going to talk to Zoom in person and see what's the story, and that will not happen again. But we are recording. And actually, I just did first trials with translating with the AI myself. So Artem, I know you did already some AI translating on Zoom calls we did together before. It worked quite well. I haven't found yet the perfect way, but I'm at it. So we're gonna the call, I'm sure it's gonna turn out super nice and important with important information. So I'm surely gonna have it translated into different languages and we'll be posting those also. So I'm gonna, since we record, we're just gonna start now, go right at it. So hi everyone, I am so happy to be here myself. I'm so happy that I'm in great company, which I will introduce now to you. And I'm so happy for everyone that is joining because I can see that the interest is so big. We're talking about a beautiful project and I'm super excited and I'm already like not sleeping, not eating because I'm constantly trying to do more calls and get more information and have it all structured. I introduce myself briefly. My name is Caroline. I'm from Germany. I don't live in Germany. I left 15 years ago. And many of you know myself already because I come from the Limitless structure. And I have done quite a few Zoom calls already with Artem. So Artem and I we know each other for more than a year already. And now we are meeting again, basically working on blockchain sports together. So Artem, before, I'm not going to say yet who is number 3 on this call. Well, if you have seen the flyer, you know already. But Artem, you are the COO of Blockchain Sports. And in case there's someone out there, which I believe there won't, but maybe there's someone that doesn't know who you are, could you please introduce yourself briefly to the community?
Yeah, hi. Yes, my name is Artem. One more time, for those who don't know me, I'm the CEO of the Blockchain Sports Project. I'm a representative of the company, of the group of companies that is making a few different projects in different areas. Of course, the blockchain sports is the biggest one and the most like hyped for us internally right now, and we are doing this crazy amount of work, and I'm trying to be the one who connects the wires between each other.
You're doing already a very great job. So thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much.
And before we go into a conversation, I would like to introduce probably the most important person now on this call, which is Andrzej Dedowski. And Andrzej, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. Maybe you speak for yourself. And you are the product owner of Atleta Blockchain and the system architect. So I would like you to introduce yourself and to tell us what actually does that mean.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today and spending time to learn more about blockchain sports. Like was said, my name is Andre and I deal with the systems architecture for all the Web3 and blockchain related things. So I'm the person responsible for building, for designing, building and implementing the actual technology itself, understanding how certain protocols and algorithms work together and ultimately delivering this product to make sure it's live on mainnet and works.
Awesome. And I have to tell, I have seen you already in Dubai at the Limitless event. You were on stage and you blew me away. I'm like, what a brain. How can he do that presentation? You did it in the flow. You did it so professional. And it was like, wow. Although I have to admit, I'm a blockchain lover. I really like blockchain, but I'm not a specialist. So on some terms, although I do know about it, I was like, okay, what actually does that mean? And the purpose of that call is to bring exactly that to the community, because not everyone is a blockchain specialist. Some people might be very new to that space, but I think it's such an important topic. And I hope that with this call, we can bring your brain, basically the knowledge you have in easy, simple ways to our community with the help of Artem. That is like the purpose of that call. So I have been announcing that call. It was quite short notice. My own team knew about it a couple of days only, and the community in general just a couple of hours now. So I collected as fast as I can as many questions possible, and I would just walk through it on a fluent way, that we have a conversation about it, and maybe you can try to answer all the questions as like simple as possible, maybe as if you would talk to your mom. Okay. Thank you. Okay, first of all, what I think is very important is because we are joining from the Limitless community now. So all of us are members of Limitless. So what happened with all of us, we were able to buy different kind of founder packages. And the first thing that we were like, okay, which packet do we select? And we see from the founder pack 1, we see that we are owning a node. So I would touch on that already because it actually says one node and token minting. So I would like you to explain, please, what is actually a node and what does it mean to own one?
Okay, well, I'll try to make this as succinct as possible. Generally speaking, a node is any device, a phone, iPad, or a computer that runs specific software to help the blockchain conduct consensus processes. Validator nodes are the most important type of nodes that earn not just from the transactions that they help process on the network, they also earn a substantial portion of all the tokens that come into circulation just because of how fundamentally important they are for the operations. Without validator nodes, the blockchain cannot operate. That is why they're able to mint so many of the tokens.
That is great. And one question I have already a couple of times that popped up, and I hear it from people. Can you briefly touch on minting versus mining? Is it the same? Is there a difference? And can you explain if so?
At its core, it's the same thing. The difference in the terminology between minting and mining refers to the consensus process used to extract it. So mining usually is for proof of work, and minting is usually applied to proof of stake based consensus protocols. And we have a proof of stake one.
Super. I love it already because you're giving very short answers. That is great. So in case anyone now has questions, we can always, since it's a recording, go back, listen to it again and again and again. And I always say, get the help of Google. In case anyone wants to dig in deeper, you can also search for it. What is a node? What is minting? What is mining? This is what I always recommend everyone, because maybe some people really want to know about it. And for others, like a basic information is already great enough. We see right now that until April 1st, we are getting special data storage rewards through the node. Maybe, I don't know. Can you explain that, please, what that means and why it would be so important to actually take advantage of that promotion that is on at the moment?
Right. This touches on what I tried to say earlier, is that there's generally speaking, there's different types of nodes. So there's light nodes, full nodes, validator nodes, and archival nodes. What data storage refers to, what a data storage node does, it is responsible for receiving, storing, and then being able to serve any kind of data, such as video files, images, or even regular text files, such as a document, and storing it on chain. So why I believe this is such a fundamentally important role to have is because it's a very limited amount of size that can actually be given this role. There has to be an equal distribution between types of nodes, and for the data storage nodes, there has to be a very, very restricted amount, just because of the sensitivity of the data and the ability to serve it fast.
And so does that mean that the data storage is connected to each node, means that the more nodes I earn, the more data storage I would be receiving during that period?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that is perfect. That is already the answer I was looking for. Then the community is asking me, when we bought the package, we could see actually an amount of token already in our back office. So I was being asked, is this token we own already? Is this token that we're going to mint, that it's the final product? And if so, after, what will happen? Will we be getting more, maybe through airdrops, or is that like the final amount we will be receiving?
Right. As soon as anybody purchased, acquired their founders packs, they immediately begin emitting their tokens. Now, the tokens at this stage are taking place on DevNet. Whenever we launch into the public on September 1st, everybody will be receiving the exact amount of tokens they earned, plus they will be receiving tokens for over the course of the next 18 months, and as well as on September 1st, their nodes will also begin earning from all the transactions that take place in the network. So the nodes earn perpetually. It's like the best metaphor I can think of is like an oil well that never runs dry. The more transactions, the more oil in the well, the more the validator is able to extrapolate.
I like that you put a real life example by explaining that. And Artem, I actually would like you to jump in here. All that kind of information, number-wise, is there a way to see it? I know you have a white paper, and we're going to talk a bit about, we're going to touch about tokenomics, but Artem, do you have a hint for everyone that wants to know more where they can find those kind of information? Maybe in written, does it exist already, or will it be existing soon?
Yeah, well, in white paper, it is written down very clearly, very like in all the details, and you can, anyone who is willing can go through it and like understand all of this. I'm not as much of an expert in blockchain as Andre is, but after like going through the white paper, it becomes clear all of that. Of course, for some people, it might be overwhelming, and we are right now working and putting in some presentation kind of thing. And as soon as we have it, I will like we will give it to our community with all the sources possible.
And will there be the possibility as well to have official translations? Because I have it already. People
Yeah,
are
sure.
starting. Okay. Because that is, I think, very important. We have so many communities going in, and they are all translating the white paper by themselves, and maybe there might be mistakes. So in case they're going to be, you do an official one, will you please share with us? And in case you do,
sure.
will you be sharing via Telegram, or what is like, for in your eyes, the best way that people get all the answers around blockchain sports and the blockchain behind?
Well, we have our official blockchain sports Telegram channels and all of this stuff. On the other hand, I know that Limitless has launched yesterday, I think, their Limitless Telegram channel, and all of these details of the partnership between blockchain sports and Limitless and the mechanics that are exclusive for our beloved Limitless community will be mostly explained there.
That is great. Let's stay on the technical side a bit, because I can see already here my friend Mario, who is on the call. He asked me the question already privately, and I saw it already in the chat again. So I want to give him the favor to answer that very quickly. Is there a fork planned, Andre? That was a question coming from the community.
Yeah, a fork planned, meaning for the actual chain itself?
Yes.
Well, like was just said, I highly, guys, if you can, it might, some points might be difficult, but I so recommend reading the white paper. We are updating it live as we go to make sure it's as consistent and accurate as possible. But one of the points we touch on there is upgradability. So the design of the blockchain is fork resistant. Regardless of what happens, the chain will always reorganize on a single version of the truth.
Okay. That is very important. And talking about it as well, because I know that many people on this call have not read the white paper yet, or maybe they did read it and didn't understand it. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to start this call, not as a, like as a already somebody that knows, like as a beginner, no? So everyone has the chance to learn on the go. So
actually, I just realized perhaps the question wasn't, is the blockchain itself fork resistant? Maybe is it a fork of an existing blockchain? If that's a question, no, we're actually building the chain from scratch using the substrate framework and Ethereum's virtual machine. We're combining the most advanced tech from basically Polkadot and that ecosystem, as well as Ethereum's ecosystem. It's not a fork of Ethereum.
Okay. Great. I think the question was anyhow the other one, but I really liked it. I didn't even think about what you just said, and it's a great answer, because that question probably would have popped up later on. Could you explain us a bit, because I really didn't know about it at all, the difference in between like or what does it mean to be a layer 1 blockchain? Because I have people that got super excited, that were like, oh my gosh, this is like great. And others were like, well, why? Why is it not better to have a layer 2 blockchain? So that would be great as well, that I understand what actually does it mean.
Right. So we have a very unique design just because of how we're building it. So the Athleta network is actually a composition in its ultimate form of 3 separate layers. So we have layer 0, layer 1, and layer 2 capabilities. But the foundation of it is a layer 1. Layer 1 can be thought of as an independent nation state. Basically, if we went with a layer 2 architecture, we would be beholden to the economics and the technical capabilities of the network we attach to. By launching our own network from scratch, we're able to, as a layer 1, we're able to instantiate our own coin, instantiate our own validator set, and be independent from anything else. if for any reason Ethereum has an issue or they would have some kind of community disagreement and they want to oust anybody, we are absolutely be resilient against anything like that.
Great. And how do you, without giving any financial advice or anything like that, but I've heard you talking on a call about it, and many people saying already, okay, where do you see the coin or the blockchain in a couple of years? So I know you are structuring it, so you probably see it very high, but I know that you are also like a realistic person and you know the space very well. Like, where do you see it? Like, without maybe thinking of it that it's not yours, but you would see the project, would it be something you say, wow, this is like really new, really unique, and it's gonna go for it?
The best way, the quickest way I can put it is genuinely believe that I know that we will be able to eclipse the entire existing on-chain sports market. So right now it was floating at 1.8 billion whenever we were at Dubai. Right now it's about 2.1-ish. Well, I mean the markets are rallying, so everything went up in tandem, and I'm certain just because of the raw amount of technologies that we have versus any of the competition, we will be able to eclipse them. How many times over, it's beyond me, but where we're aiming for is top 10, because the platform itself, it is purpose built for sports, but ultimately it can be generalized, and technically Ethereum and any other network, Avalanche can just connect to us.
Wow.
So I have, yes, you're right. I have very, very big aspirations, but it's because I'm watching this baby being built line by line. So it's very, very personal, but I'm pretty certain we're going to be able to outpace the entire industry. Placement wise, ideally top 10, but this could be years away because we are competing with some big boys, but we'll eclipse the on-chain sports market first. That'll be the first target.
So do you think the other big ones, they know already about you, like, and your plan? Is there already in the blockchain space made some noise that they know, okay, they are building something big, or is it still like under disclosure that nobody knows what's going on?
Well, if they don't know, they're not doing their job right. They should definitely know about us. We've even reached out to start opening some kind of conversation, seeing how maybe we can create a more fruitful collaborative environment where maybe we can port some of the existing projects to our chain and help them build on top of us instead. Because again, we're purpose built for sports. We can deploy parachains, like individual networks for every application. We can do a lot of technical advancements for them.
Awesome. And for us,
no, definitely. I'm sorry. I will swoop in. We are like doing a lot of work in communicating with different top stock exchanges and different crypto projects, etc., etc. So a lot of people are already looking very closely to us, and that's 100%.
That is great. And Artem, maybe you could touch actually on that, because you know that us coming in, I'm just talking now about the nodes and the token behind. Yeah, we always obviously want to know what will be our benefits and when we can see benefits. Again, I'm not asking you to give me like a return of invest kind of scenario, neither like a coin prediction or financial advice, but just to tell us, when do you think that we are able to, for example, when will the coin be listed? Where will it be listed? And when will we be able to actually make money out of it if we would want to? Can you talk about that actually?
Yeah, okay. Once again, it's like the token and all of this stuff. Andre is more great at this stuff than me, but I can explain in a few words. Maybe it will be even like more simple and understandable. So the token is going to be, and the network itself is going to be released, the mainnet, at the 1st of September. So being released, it is going to be listed at the top exchanges where like you can operate with it, and moreover within the project we are having all of our own products, which includes DEX, bridge, wallets, and all this that is Explorer, and all of this that is necessary for the ecosystem. And starting from that point, the token and its value and the number of transactions and everything will go on. And moreover, with our projects that we are developing and implementing within this blockchain will be releasing one after another, which will bring a lot of new users, transactions, and all of this stuff, which will bring the value to the rooftop. Estimating the timing is a pretty difficult thing, but at what we are seeing right now, having the bull market starting nearly in our estimation, and the amount of the projects that we are going to release, and the interest for these projects, and the industry that we are going in, it's going to be rocket fast.
Awesome. Andre, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I definitely, that was an excellent answer, Artem. So, like you said, on September 1st, everybody will have access to their tokens. The way the tokens will be emitted to you is a month by month. Every month you will earn a certain batch, a certain amount of tokens. Now, you will have access to all of them immediately. So technically speaking, if you have a burning desire to offload them or find a different use for them, you will be able to access them on the 1st of September. Just please be advised, the listings may be a couple days spaced apart from each other, because we can't guarantee that every one of our partners are going to align on time. But there is a caveat to accessing your tokens. You will have 5% unlocked and available immediately with no penalties. However, 95% of what you earn will be frozen or locked or frozen. You do have the option to withdraw them prematurely, but doing so is going to incur some kind of penalty just because of the excess burden it puts on the general economic system of structure built around it.
Awesome. I'm just to really touch on that as an example. For example, I bought a founders package just as an example, and I can see 15,000 ATLA token already in my back office right now. I don't have any of those yet because they don't exist yet. So it means from September 1st onwards, I start to, let's call it, create them. And if so, what would be the rhythm of it? Can you tell me how many I'm minting within a month or on a daily basis? That would be very important for me to understand.
Yes, that's a great question. It depends on what kind of founders pack was involved in the acquisition. But give me a second, I'll give you an exact numeric breakdown. So let me just make sure that I give you the correct numbers.
And on the same, maybe Artem can answer at the same time. Artem, does that mean like the bigger the founders pack or the higher the volume, the quicker I mint also?
It doesn't mean the quicker you mint. It means you mint once a period of time a bigger amount.
Okay. So I don't mint longer, I mint a bigger amount, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we wait for Andre for the numbers, because I think that is very important. And maybe I can ask in the meantime, while Andre is looking for the numbers, let's say in case I would be minting 100 a month, just as an example. Does that mean that of those 100 a month, I have 5% available right now, not of the total amount, no? Correct, no? Always what I have minted is mine, and this is when the 5% rule basically kicks in, no?
Exactly. And every 6 months, that penalty for early withdrawals is going to deteriorate. So as an example, if we start at 75, it'll go to 50, 25, 12.5, 6.25. So something along these lines. The exact numbers, as well as some charts, so you guys can click around and view this yourself, will be available I believe by next week. Sometime next week it should be available. So yes, let's see. The Founders Pack 1, the monthly emissions of tokens is 52.083. Basically 52 tokens per month.
Yeah.
The Founders Pack level 2 is 208.33. Now, Founders Pack 3, 833. Founders Pack 4, 2,604.17. Founders Pack 5, 5,208.33. And the Founders Pack level 6 is 10,416.67 tokens per month.
Wow. Okay. Could you repeat the Founders Pack 5, because I'm actually taking notes while you were talking?
Yeah, of course. Founders Pack 5, the monthly emission is 5,208.33.
Perfect. Okay, this is a great understanding now, and I'm starting to understand myself much better. And I just wanted to tell the community, because some that don't know how this space works might be thinking, okay, but if they're mine, why do I only get 5%? It's actually a protection for us as a community and price protection, so we don't cause a pump and dump situation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we are doing that to protect ourselves, our value, because we want that to go the long run, and this will benefit the whole community.
You took that. I couldn't have phrased it any better myself. That's a bullseye. Exactly. Exactly. It is ultimately a protection for the ecosystem.
Perfect. Artem, do you wanna add anything? Because I think now we are leading the call in a direction which I think is the most important for all of us, because we really like to understand the blockchain part in the very basics, like what you have just explained. Everyone that wants to dig in deeper, there is material out there, and as you just said, Andre, that you are upgrading the white paper on a constant basis, so people have the chance to dig in deeper. But I think mainly the people on this call now, we want to earn. Okay, we are funding in, and I know that the blockchain, the Athleta and the coins is just, I don't want to call it in a bad way, because I know it's the hard piece, but it's one part of the earnings we are receiving, because there's so much other we can touch on, like the football industry itself, the serious, like the health benefits, or the health industry. So the blockchain is one part of it, and I think you did already a great job in explaining, okay, what does it actually mean, like the data storage, the earnings on the token itself, and how the distribution will work. I have a technical question, maybe more to Artem as well. At the moment, we just see it all in our back office, but to operate those token, the blockchain, how will we be able to do that? Will we be working with MetaMask? Do we all, like, can you tell us already how we actually get them on the blockchain and out? Like at the moment, it's a display number we see in our Limitless back office, how that will work.
Right. Ultimately, every Tron account address is going to be mapped to our own network and assigned private keys. And those private keys are going to be able to access those tokens. And they will be able to, every major wallet, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, Rainbow, Rabbit, every single one is going to support our network.
Okay.
As well as our own wallet, of course, which is probably going to be the best of all.
Okay. So there will be, I didn't know about that part yet. Was it a secret, or did I not follow up? So there will be our own wallet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the PAC's description.
Oh, it is. I maybe
Yes,
didn't
yes.
have time yet to read it. That is great news. I wanted to talk about, because we have spoken already about a few things, and Artem, now to give Andre a bit of a break as well, because I know we talking about benefits we will be having. We know about the football part. We know about the NFTs, what you guys are planning. We don't need to explain all of that, but as well, we want to know how to make profits out of that. So I'll read you an example, and I just want to have it very clear, and I read it slowly that everyone understands. The football business is built around NFT representing players. So now an example. The NFT represents a percentage of the value of a player. A team owns him, but can sell image and likeness externally up to 50% of the value of a player. So if I have a 16-year-old player that is worth $20,000 as an example, I can buy part of the NFT, say 1%, for $200. The player at 18 has been successful. We all have the stats of the NFT. Everybody can follow the scouting reports. He is now worth 200,000. So I can sell now my 1% for 2,000 if I want on the second market. I decide to hold it, and the 21 and at 21 the player is sold into the Italian league, for example, for 2 million. So now my 1% is worth 20,000. The deal closes, the entire NFT, so I get paid out $20,000. Is that correct, Artem? And this is like very important for us to understand how we can work the NFT, and then this is all running again on the blockchain.
Well, yes, Caroline, you got the system right. The numbers may differ because this is going with the image rights of the players, and depending on the contract that we're having with each player, the percentage of his image rights in his total price can vary. However, the only thing that I have to a little bit note that you are making a mistake. Is the first sentence that you said that the football business is built around NFT representing players. So what we have, I will take one step back and like explain from the start. So we have already covered this, that we are having the blockchain and the nodes and the token and all this, and then on top of it we are building these projects which are bringing value to the blockchain and which are bringing value in this case to the football world. Yes, so NFT marketplace, which we are talking about, is just one of these projects that are being built in this whole ecosystem. This is why it's called ecosystem, because it's a whole huge amount of the projects. And when we are talking about the football business that we are being involved in, it is not only about the NFT marketplace. It's a lot of different things, including computer vision technologies for getting like the best technology to be collecting all the data, all the metrics for the players, and AI analytics and all of this stuff. You have the list of the projects that we are having. They are described in the packs. Some of them are mentioned in the packs, and we are putting the information on them, presentations and descriptions and explaining of economics on how this will work step by step, not to overwhelm people. And as you mentioned before, we are also translating them to different languages, and we will be giving all the information during next weeks. And the NFT marketplace is one of the products. Yes, they are somehow connected with each other. For example, to be collecting the data for the NFT, we will be using our own computer vision technology, but this business will live his own life, and the NFT marketplace will live his own life. And other than that, yes, the process that you described is correct. The user is buying an NFT, is holding it, he can trade it, but during some time. But when the transfer happens, the blockchain sports ecosystem doesn't owe the rights for this player anymore, and he sells. So the guy who is holding that NFT at the moment when the transfer happens is getting his reward for this transfer.
Great. And talking about that was awesome that you mentioned the whole ecosystem and why it's called ecosystem, because I know that there were people being worried saying, okay, if it's just the NFT marketplace we're running, will we have enough transactions to make that blockchain big? So it's just one little part of it, and it happens again. So the further you step back, then you actually see the bigger picture. No, this is this is very important. Andre, do you have anything to add maybe on that, or are you fine?
I think the athlete NFTs is one of the biggest innovations taking place, and I try to steer clear of using the term NFT just because the connotation is suboptimal. Ultimately, these are digital identities that represent a proportional ownership. You got the general process, the system is structured just right. I would say the actual level of innovation happening here is massive, though. That's my personal opinion. I think that's one of the biggest innovations taking place. By transforming these private markets into public ones, we increase the value multiples. Last year, if there was $10 billion of player transfers, we are now basically opening this space up to reach $100 billion in player transfer value, just because of how markets work. Generally speaking, the more participants there in a marketplace, the less the sensitivity to price. So I think the NFT marketplace is huge. And it's not just a marketplace, it's a launch pad and a mechanism for gathering resources.
Awesome. I love it. I can see your passion behind. I really see what you see, and I think I can see that you think big, and I like that. And look, I know that we have answered already lots of questions. Actually, the ones I have written down, I would like to go through them anyhow, because I was collecting from different teams, and I think the questions are very good. And in case we have answered already, then we just go to the next one. One very important, very technical that came in: does the blockchain have admin keys, especially with regard to the real immutability of, for example, NFTs?
Meaning, well, yes, we use the industry standard public and private key schemes. So once you create an account, nobody can access it but you. So it's the same level of accountability as you would have on Ethereum
Okay.
in terms of ownership.
Perfect. Then there was a question, how exactly does the mining of coins work? Is there a set amount that we have answered? Is the number per pack that we receive an additional airdrop that we have, I think, already answered as well? How does this, no, that we have already as well. The holding period as well, vesting period, all of that, Artem, we are able to read that in the white paper, correct? Whoever did not understand what we said now, we have it in black and white so people can go through this. And Andre, the numbers you have just told me regarding the founders packages, will they be as well part of the white paper that we can see those?
Very soon. If you guys want, I can quickly demonstrate my screen to show you how the emissions look based on the month you join in, just to give you like a general.
That would be, I would love to. Yeah, please go ahead.
1 second. Okay, you guys see it?
Yes.
Excellent. So here, depending on which founders pack level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you all have the same emission structure. It's just depending on the month you join. I'll give you a quick thing. The red lines are lock tokens. Orange lines are the penalty decreases, meaning making it easier to withdraw everything. And the blue line, the blue ones are the unlocked tokens. What the green line represents is that your entire portion has been fully vested, and you can do whatever you want with them. So again, just to make it all of this is going to be provided in the white paper or in separate tokenomics documents. Everybody can get a little more granular. But ultimately, the sooner the sooner you join, if you join in March, these spaces between the penalties are 6 months. If you end up joining, for instance, let's say in June, these instances become 6, 7, 7, 7 months. So it quickly begins scaling. The sooner you join, the quicker the unlocks, the lower the penalties, and of course, the sooner you get the emissions.
Awesome.
So again, we'll have this made available for everybody depending on the founder pack level and the time of joining, but this will be available next week.
So for us, or for me to understand this, the earlier I join, the better. It has different aspects. First of all, we have the data storage. Second of all, we don't have a price increase yet on the founder packages, which will also be happening on April. And the earlier I join, the earlier I'm out of the lock period, basically, and the earlier I start. So there's I think enough reasons for us to really get at it, understand the whole project, and to get in. No, because March, I love it. I am already a March participant. So everyone that is on that call that is not, do it now. And remember that we can always upgrade. We don't just buy new founder packages. We grade up from one to the next. So we are just paying the difference. That is very important as well to understand. Artem, do you want to say anything else regarding what we just spoke about? Or are you fine?
I think Andre covered it, everything pretty much.
The question I have from the same group of people, and we touched on that already, and maybe Artem, that is for you because it's regarding the ecosystem. Who will be the future buyers of the coins? How does this interact with the marketplace? For example, NFTs. Do external parties first need the coin to buy something on the marketplace, or is the coin only used in the background for fees and transactions?
Yeah, that's like the same thing. The person who is asking this question is most likely thinking that the NFT marketplace will be like main and only product within the ecosystem, but that is not so. So all the products are separate products within ecosystem, and they will have all their own demand. And when we talk about the tokens, depending on the product, people will have a different usage of the token in each product that we will be releasing, and this is where the trading on the stock exchanges will be happening for these reasons, this utility of the tokens, and so they will have a lot of places to be burned, used, sold, and all of this, and it will become NFTs in our marketplace. In other products, they will have their own mechanics and mathematics. How will they be working?
Right.
If I can quickly add to that, I think one of the most undervalued vectors for what these where the coins are able to find demand is through, in order to launch a parachain on the network. Let's say I'm some kind of sports organization and I want to launch a parachain for my team, my organization, whatever it is. They have to bond the ATLA tokens. Of course, fundamentally, the first and foremost is the coin is necessary in order to conduct transactions. That is already a massive. Again, just I know this is not a perfect example, but just looking at Ethereum, this asset, this kind of coin is a digital. It's a digital commodity. Its primary purpose is to enable transactions on the network. Yes, it will, and just like Artem said, it will be also made available as the primary or desirable form of payment for all of the products within the ecosystem, a non-chain. And of course, as well as having all of these teams, leagues, whatever, come to us to launch their parachains. And that requires having a substantial amount of coins. They can only be at first also obtained only on the open markets. That's the only way. Nobody else but the validator nodes are able to actually extrapolate them.
Oh, wow.
So you guys become those validators ultimately become the providers to the open market.
That is
Of
great.
the coins.
That sounds very exciting. The talking again about the nodes, because I have someone that was just asking basically node questions, and you have touched on it in the beginning, actually explaining that there's different kind of nodes. Because the question, I didn't know about that, but the question that person has was, do we get full nodes?
Yes.
Okay. Are they virtual nodes or real devices?
Great, really good question. They will initially they are virtual nodes. However, we are finding a way to implement physical node and distribute them around the world. Because when we have physical nodes and we can distribute them everywhere, we become all the more resilient. So yes, ultimately, most likely there will be some kind of hybrid combination of both. The data storage nodes will definitely they have to be physical devices. Maybe some of the lighter validators with like lower staked amounts might be virtual nodes, but that just again to create more diversity in the validator set itself.
Right, because the next question was, where are the devices located if they are? So you just answered, in case they come, they will be located all over the world. That will be not just one place. Perfect. Can we actually see what the nodes are doing?
Right, yeah, absolutely. We're going to provide analytics dashboards for all the nodes. We already have an Explorer that's live on the DevNet, but we're going to be most likely providing some kind of customized some kind of interface to see all the amount of transactions being processed, how many times it was involved in the consensus. All these granular details will be made available.
And last question of that person: how do you see the growth on the nodes within the next 5 years?
The growth in the nodes, okay, so I guess there's a couple ways to answer this. The first side is our network can only ever support 1,000 nodes. Like that's a hard-coded parameter, unless of course the community decides that they want to run some kind of governance process and increase, decrease. But right now it's hard set at 1,000 nodes. That is the maximum amount. There will never be any more. Should never be any more nodes available. I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to run these numbers up to 1,000, maybe over the next 2 years, 3 years. And again, it's a very interesting dynamic because people will take on different validator roles, and then within the validator roles, I'm talking about archival node or not with the data storage, there's also authors or publishers, and they earn technically differently. But these roles are randomized.
Awesome. Although it's very technical, I get the point, and yeah, thanks for answering that in a simple way. I know it might not be easy for you because you're so in it that it might be quite difficult for you to keep it as simple as possible for us. One other person had asked me, what happens if not all nodes are sold? Will all traffic be divided among the node owners?
I would believe so, yeah, most likely.
Okay, perfect. Is there growth or performance forecast of ATLA coin? So that is as well, we cannot probably answer that question properly, and I think Artem actually has just done it in a different way. We see that this is all part of the ecosystem, and there will be so many things being launched on there that will in the end increase the stability of the of Atla. This is how I see it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Artem. I don't know if you want to add something regarding that part.
Yeah, the only correct answer to this question is to the moon.
Like, perfect. To the moon and no financial advice. Let's add
it.
Yeah. Perfect. I'm done with all the questions I had. So I would like to give you the opportunity as well, both Artem and Andre. What is your like the last words to the community? Like, what is something you really want to share that maybe people have not asked you yet, and you are waiting for the question? Like, oh, I wasn't asked. Is there something really important that you would like to share? Whoever wants to start first is first.
Yeah, I think I will step in. So what is important for all the community to understand is that what is going on right now, what we are stepping into is a really big game, like a really big project that we are doing. I have 100% feeling that it is so big that we don't even realize it, because like we're having all of this understanding step by step, and new things that we are seeing happening within the market, and the projects, the people that we are communicating, they are giving us a lot in these terms, so that we are finding how this ecosystem, all of this will be evolving during the next decade or something. And that is the most like important thing, that the project right now has a potential to be the thing for all the people joining here for a huge amount of time. They will be gathering benefits. They will be included in a community, in a project that will be doing such a big things in the sports industry. Yes, we are starting with football, but we have all of this roadmap. We have all of these products that are unique, that are technologically wise, pretty great, and the idea, the way that we are solving this huge amount of problems between connecting the real world and the blockchain is like so inspirational for us. As you can see when talking with me, Andre, and everyone other from our team, we are so inspired with this, because we now already understand that we are stepping in a very interesting life-turning things, and that is great.
Thank you.
So sorry, I might be just lyrical, but like that's what
I loved it. Really good.
No, yeah, me too. I'll probably add on to what he said. I really would ask people to please bear with us and try digging into the white paper on the chain, because in part of our thesis, what we're talking about is like we just colloquially refer to as biological value multiples. I really try to steer clear of putting numbers on it, but at a highest level, if we actually increase the value multiples in sports, which is now worth about $500 billion, and we just 10x it to 5 trillion. That's $4.5 trillion that needs to be captured by somebody. Realizing this vision is genuinely massive. It's really big. And if you guys can dive in there, and honestly, we appreciate feedback. If you read the white paper and something doesn't make sense, there should be a link to some Discord or Telegram group to please start talking to the team. We'd love to answer your questions, and your feedback will help us structure it all the better.
That is great. Artem, maybe that is a good call, no? That we see that in case there's something that might be helpful, do you have already an official Discord from Blockchain Sports?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay,
yes.
Because that is a great way to reach out to you. And I really want to tell the community as well, like, don't be scared. If you have something, talk about it, no? Because some people are holding back, saying, maybe my question is stupid. Maybe, no, it's not. Like every question, there's like no stupid questions. I learned that as a kid already. There's just stupid answers. So please ask. And like my last words would be to everyone here, please don't be scared that that you don't get along. We don't have to become blockchain specialists. We have people like Andre, Andre that really takes care of it, and he does the thinking and the work. So us, I want you to say as well, and I could see, Andre, your face, that you were like, yes, if people understand it, I want to do the same. If people understand, the only thing that is, I think, for us now important, that we are doing here something, again, that hasn't been done yet. It has such potential. It will grow so big. Just because of us having nodes, this is already like enough we need to know, and that we are actually minting token, and that we are here from the very beginning to be part of the project as part of the founder packages, as you just said. Like, we are part of it. It's not just that we're going to buy on the open market some coins and we are waiting for an increase of price and we dump them. It's not that. It's like, it's beyond. So we are there with you together, working it, giving the foundation, and please don't be scared. Don't be scared that you have to understand all the technology behind it. You don't need to understand all the tech language behind it. And I'm sure, I know Artem, and I know the material that is being provided always by the company. It will be simple to be able to work with the coin itself on the home wallet, on the wallet you are creating, which I really didn't know about it. So don't be scared, be in it, have fun with it, and just follow up the Zoom calls and ask all the questions there is.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
More or less, no. The only thing, like, I will maybe repeat myself, but it should be understood that when we are talking about the founders pack, and you are talking about the nodes and the tokens, but the founders pack, depending on what founder pack we are talking about, they are having within them revenues from all the products that are being released. So apart from having the nodes and tokens, you are also participating as a founder in these products. So that's like a separate revenue stream for all the users, and that is that's what makes it even bigger.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to put it into words because it's so big that I understand that it's difficult to understand, like even each word. Yeah. So the bigger the founder back, the more things we unlock. But even just talking about what Andre's job is here, to talk about the blockchain itself, even that is just a little part we are touching on of the whole ecosystem. So, like, to make it simple, we are a part of something really big, and I'm sure that we're going to be understanding much better on the way, because it's all new to us. We have just launched. The blockchain is going live September 1st. So we are all walking this way together from the very beginning. We are learning on the way. We are getting to know each other. And Artem and Andre, I want to give you, honestly, like a big thank you, because I know that both of you are very, very busy. And for me, it's important that the community sees that you guys are real, that you are passionate, that you know what you are talking about. And really such a pleasure to have you here, and that we are able to share your vision and to put you into the direct contact with the community. So really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure we're going to do follow-up calls soon.
Sure. Thank you, Caroline, very much for your kind words. You are always bringing more energy for us and strength, and we're happy to be with you guys, with all of you guys in this.
Thank you. Andre, last words. You're the most important one of this call, so I'll let you close the call.
No, just thank you all so much for being here and listening to this. I really look forward to doing more of these things with you. I love this.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining. And I got a question. The recording will be shared on the official channel, because apologies again, I know not everyone could join. As soon as I have it, I will pass it on to the officials, and I'm sure it's going to be shared very soon. Yeah. Thanks everyone. See you soon.
Thanks.
Bye guys.
Donc moi, c'est le principe que je mets en place. Et si tu veux, le fait d'expliquer puis de rien proposer, c'est toujours embêtant, parce que ça frustre